What's going on, everybody? You are now tuned in to the Triple M Boxing Channel, your source for all your boxing needs. And man, now that we're in 2025, we're just in the beginning. And man, I want to see some crazy, crazy things out of boxing. And honestly, with Turkey funding the whole operation,
It's
I think we're
possible.
gonna see some. We're gonna see a lot of crazy things this year, man. But this episode, we're just going to be talking about the things that we would like to see happen in boxing for 2025. And I'll start number one, and I think a lot of people would agree with this. I want to see Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia run it back. I know it
That's a
sounds
good one.
crazy. It might sound incredibly out of this world, but honestly, like with all the trash talk that's been happening, with like the whole drug allegations and all that stuff, what if they're setting up a rematch? What if this is all promotion?
That's I really hope it is. If it's for show, hey, you're fooling me. The
Yeah.
way that they're suing each other. Um, it. I saw this tweet one time. It's like that fight was probably the most hype fight of 2024 because until now we're still talking about it.
Yeah.
And that's if you think about it, you're like, oh yeah, that's true. Like they're still relevant. And the fight happened what April? It's almost a year now. So I agree. I do want to see that fight again. Probably a catch weight of 143 to 144. Let's not obviously Devin's a big guy. It's probably easier for him to make that anyways. Ryan will never make 140 anymore, especially after a year off, and I think that just makes sense to run it back. But I'll say this though, it won't for me, in my opinion, it still won't delete the fact that Devin Haney lost the first fight, even though he's undefeated again. It's still an LMI in my opinion, but officially though, it's not. So I think it's just time to settle it, see if Haney can get his get back, or if Ryan can prove that he is the better man after all.
It wasn't just a lucky left hook that managed to drop him
No, if it lands
four or five
eight
times.
times, yeah, it's not
Yeah,
lucky. Bro. It's not. We're
right?
not talking about Brand Suras here, bro. That was a lucky punch.
Yeah, that
A
was
lucky punch.
a lucky punch
Actually,
that
no, no,
caused
no.
the
If you want,
upset.
he was hitting Mungia that same right hand too. So it wasn't lucky. It wasn't luck.
Yeah. And if that fight happens and if it was all just for promotion, I can see it honestly being like another huge fight because
Yep.
even like in December, like Ryan Garcia has still throwing shots at Bill and Devin Haney.
Yep.
He's, he's still doing crazy stuff. He's still running his mouth and all that stuff. So like in my mind, I'm thinking it's like, dude, why is he still attacking him? Right? Obviously, you are quote unquote the better man, but obviously now that it's been ruled not a win,
Let's run it
why
back.
still yeah, run it back. And I think
Run
it
it back.
honestly would be the biggest fight for 2025 if it does happen.
I agree. I agree. I'll
Right?
I'll go next, man. I want to see Canelo fight again. Obviously, he's gonna fight again, but the question is who. I'm sick. I'm not. I won't say I'm sick, but I'm kind of over with the Mungias, the Berlangas. I want to see a mega fight, and Canelo is the big name. Sucks to hear this, but obviously we wanted David Benavidez fight. I want to see that happen. We all want to see that still. Looking unlikely because David Benavidez is already at 175. Um, but then again, if he's gonna fight David Benavidez, I want to see Canelo against better BF. Um, Bivol rematch, not really, but these are the mega fights that I'm talking about. But I think the most realistic one, fortunately, is gonna be the Canelo Crawford. Um, do I want to see it? Man, at this point, I do. I think it's gonna be a mega fight. I think Canelo will be too big for Crawford, man. But I at this point, I do want to see that fight happen in 2025.
Yes, bro, that'd be huge for Canelo to fight. And like you said, man, like I'm sick of him just picking and who he wants to fight. Obviously, he has the quote unquote right to do
Hmm.
so. But bro, just make a huge fight, retire, call it quits, give the people what they want. Like what else?
Yep.
What else do you want to accomplish by fighting? Well, it's gonna sound disrespectful to say this, but like fighting people like Mongia, right? It's like why? Give the
Yeah,
fans what they want. Retire, call it a day. You already cemented yourself as one of the quote unquote greats in boxing, right? Why not just do a crazy, crazy fight? Call it quits and walk away with all your monies.
I agree, man. I think he's crazy enough to do it, so I'm really hoping he does. He's a shot
So
caller.
yeah, so with that said, man, just fight like in a way or something. I don't know, man. That'd be a crazy fight. But another thing I want to see in 2025 is Benavidez really climbing up the ranks
Mm,
in light heavyweight, man. Like fighting someone like Buatsi or like Yard,
Yard,
one of the top 10 guys,
it's a good one.
just
It's a
get
good one.
really tested in light heavyweight to see if he can really hang with the quote unquote big boys. Because Benavidez is one of my favorite fighters. And to see him get tested and be successful, bro.
I agree. He has a huge fight coming up, but again, this is the same guy. He came up the same time as this guy, so I wouldn't really say this is a natural 175 pounder, although they're both freaking huge. Yeah, but yeah, I agree. If he doesn't get the fight with Bivol or Better BF, obviously that we'll watch that fight. It's a must see TV, and I want to see him against a top 10 contender, and I fully support that. If not, then Canelo, man, come on, just one time,
Just one time for the one time, man.
just
One
one
time for the
time,
one time. What else do you want to see in boxing in 2025?
bro. We'll start. We'll start. We'll go with the little guys, man. I want to see Nakatani and Bam.
Mm.
I think that'll be a good fight. Hey, if Bam, Nakatani and Inoue or Bam are like those three guys, just fight each other. I know they're not in the same weight classes, but they're close enough for them to be in. Bam's gonna move up anyways. I think that'll be a good fight. That'll be fireworks. But another one I want to see, and this is just Filipino in me. I want to see Casemiro versus Inoue. Man, I think that'll be entertainment. That's all I can say. I think that'll be entertainment. That's a good fight to see.
Hey, man. Speaking of our hometowns, man. One thing I really want to see for 2025, I want to see a Canadian bringing home some hardware, man. Bring home a belt like either Ryan Wozicki, Steve Dragon Claggett, Lucas Body. Bro, bring some hardware. That's what I want to see. I want to see our countrymen on the world stage one
100%.
more time. That'd be insane to
100%.
see. We need this,
Hey, we
man. We
still
need this.
got
The Canadians need it.
yeah. I mean, we still got a world champion, man. We got to see. We want to see Opatai versus Rozicki, Ryan. We want to see freaking what's his name, Zurdo. Um, Yeah, there's a lot of fights, man. And if Better Be Ever Bivol decides to move up, we want to see them against the best at cruiserweight, man. But obviously, one of my things I want to see is the rematch with Better Be Ever Bivol, but that's already gonna happen, and we're gonna see that. And another thing is that card is crazy, Feb 22 card, because that could have been all our wish list. Um, but yeah, man, let's another fight that I want to see, or fights that I want to see, man. It's the super welterweight. I want them to hold an actual competition.
So yeah, let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. What do you guys want to see for 2025? Do you want to see Tank go undisputed? Do you want to see Canelo fight Better BF? Do you want to see him fight again next year? Let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. And until next time, guys, we're the opposite of in.